28 states, 34 days, on the road, talking to pioneers of both of these outcast industries to find the answers that we're all looking for. Let's go for a ride. Good morning, guys. It is Saturday, I believe. I'm going to Sugar Land, Texas today. 3-hour, 30-minute ride. A little update on my daily vlog thing that I'm trying to do. It consistently looks like this. So, I'm trying. It took about 4.5 hours to upload 2 days ago's videos, and I don't know if it's internet connection, but I'm in a nice hotel. So thanks for Sean for that. So the Wi-Fi should be better than it is, and I don't know what the upload problem is, but I promise I'm doing videos every day. They just might be behind until I get caught back up, and that would be awesome if I could just catch up and just do them, because I'm editing them clearly, this crap, editing them every night, getting it done. So I promise they're coming. I'm doing what I can. What do you want from me? But today I'm in Lafayette, on my way to Sugar Land, Texas, to Imperial Tattoo. Imperial's good. The ride is going well. The bike is running well. There's no real wood in here, or I'd knock on it. But here, close as I can get. So glad you guys had a good time at Orlando Harley Davidson for their bike event with Newsom Law. Hope none of you got tattooed by the world's shittiest tattoo shop. That's all covered in this whole thing, by the way. It's not always where the money is, it's more where the morals and ethics are, but there's a reason I'm filming this. So I'm gonna finish packing all of this that goes on my bike, and we'll get in it. Lafayette, Louisiana, going to Sugar Land, Texas. 4-hour ride, 200 and something miles. But thanks you guys for watching. Let's ride. What were you saying?
Oh no, tattooing is all about the money.
What's up, everybody? I finally made it. It's Imperial Tattoo. I've had this problem, and lately I've been calling things grammatically correct. I would say Sugar Land, where if I was in Alabama, I was in Sarah Land. Would they say Saraland?
Yeah.
And I keep trying to say Sugarland. I know that's not it. Anyway, this is probably one of my best friends on Earthy Face. She does a lot of great things. She's an artist. She's a tattoo aficionado. She knows what's up. She's been in the industry for, is it 15? She's been in, around, and doing
Since 08.
tattoos since 08, so she knows what's up. I wanted to get Amber's perspective on this stuff. I know you weren't ready. I know you don't like being on camera-ish, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
Okay? Where do you currently see our industry at?
I think our industry is in a weird, like, you have our people who've been tattooing, you know, 30, 40 years. We have our people who work in the industry that are not tattooers, but they work in supply, chain management. And then we have our new age tattooers who have just been tattooing for the, you know, the past year or so. And I think that there isn't a standard for where we're at right now. And I think that that's where the industry's at, is that we just have so many people in the industry and we don't know what to do.
Question number 2.
Okay.
Since that was just perfect off the rip and you weren't ready for it, where do you see our industry going?
It can go either two ways. It could get worse, which means that we just let anyone in the industry, we let anyone pick up a machine and just go. Or we can learn to have certain guidelines and a standard for all over, not just, well, Texas has this, California has this, United States has this, UK has this, Korea has this. I think that 30, 40 years ago, there was a standard. And it was kind of, if you got tattooed in California, it was pretty much the same as when you got tattooed on the East Coast, because there wasn't a gaggle of random tattooers who...
Same practices.
Yeah, same practices. Now we're just in a point where how I tattoo at my shop and sanitary practices are not the same down the street for me.
Gotcha. Agreed.
So I think, so once again, so it could get better by if we all band together and ask the people who've been doing it for longer than, you know, 20, 30 years, what set rules should we have?
Well, it's 2023, we're not allowed to do that anymore.
I mean, I guess if you want to be,
I agree with you 100%.
I mean, I think that you can be politically correct, but you also have to understand where things came from, and you have to respect where things came from, and then take the things that are not politically correct, and you can make them politically correct in the time that you're in without losing the structure of what it really was.
Yes.
Like, yes, I'm so glad tattoos are more acceptable. I love that I can go other places and see other people who are heavily tattooed and not just feel like, oh man, I'm in this town fully tattooed and there's no one else here.
Right.
But it also brings into, now you have more people wanting to get tattooed, so now people just want to come into the industry because they think it's fast money.
And it's turning into that.
And that's what it's turning into. So I'm hoping that's where we're not going to continue, and maybe we can figure out how not to ruin the industry more that way.
So Amber and I were talking right before I turned this on and surprised her with it, because that's why she loves me. And we were talking about the hands, necks, faces, fast money, where you weren't allowed to morally and ethically tattoo someone's hands, necks, or faces because you didn't want to ruin their jobs for the rest of their life. And although it's more acceptable, it's still not right. Still, no one's earning anything anymore.
The amount of kids I see under the age of, just say 25, 18 to 25 with full necks, full hands. Okay, let's
no chest, no arms.
Yeah, but let's just be nice and say they have their arms, but they love starting. I'm gonna start with my hands first. I'm gonna reverse my sleeve. I'm like, really, what it comes down to is people want to look tattooed without doing the work. It's not just tattoo me. There's an art process. Your body has a healing process. It's mental. It's not just as simple as, oh, I'm gonna wake up, get a tattoo, and go home. Like, I prepare. Like, I try to eat well. I try to eat clean. I try to eat a good carb meal. Then I try to get a good night's sleep, and then I don't drink.
Your 8-hour tattoo, you don't feel like you have the flu for.
Correct. And I think, but like once again, we're talking about quality is not there anymore because people want quantity.
Yes.
So they rather just get their necks, hands, and face done because it looks cooler than just actually building up to that point. Because when I remember I got my fingers done, I didn't have like sleeves yet, and I remember like people were like, oh my god, like why'd you do that? I always knew it was gonna be in the industry. I always knew it was gonna eventually.
You were in the industry.
I was in the industry, but I was gonna be more than an assistant. And now, like, I remember I got my neck and chin done. I was like, am I tattooed enough? Like, I still don't feel tattooed enough to have some of my tattoos because it was ingrained in our heads that if you didn't have every part of your body done, you shouldn't have your hands and neck and face.
Right.
But I mean, I think I have enough tattoos now that I don't feel like as bad anymore.
You're never gonna get a job. Anyway, last question. How do we make it better?
I think that to make it better, we have to figure out as a community what the problem is, because what I may think the problem is may be different from what you think the problem is. But fixing it and how to go better with it is, like I said, just having a moral standard across the board for everybody. That no one tattoos hands, necks, and faces until everyone.
But there is not a moral standard.
There isn't. And I don't know how you make a society have morals, because we're free thinkers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess what I would say is research your artist, research the shop, research who you're getting tattooed by. Tattoos aren't forever. Yes, there's laser, X, Y, Z. But you can't laser scars. You can't laser bad experiences.
But if you're a doctor, you have to go through these processes.
Yeah, a doctor has to go to school for at least 10, 12 years.
Right.
So how can you be doing, I mean, we're not sterile, so I love people to say, oh, it's a sterile environment. No, it's not. We're not in a hospital.
Right.
I think also helping was be educating yourselves, educating the general public about tattooing and what red flags you should look for, because I think that people come into studios and think because they have a good reputation, because the first person to say a good thing about them didn't know about tattoos anyway. So now we have a shop that has 5 stars because all the people who don't know anything about tattooing are going there, and they think it's a good experience.
And one person hooked them up with that $100 tattoo instead of the $1,000 tattoo.
Yep.
And now they got that experience.
And they undermine other artists because it's a dog-eat-dog world, and it's all about the money. It's not about the artwork anymore.
So, what Amber's saying is get on the same page, people. We got to do this the right way. We can't change it. We don't talk about it. And everyone across the entire world at this point is literally bitching without doing anything. Alright guys, that's a wrap on Imperial Tattoo. It was a short stop, really good interview.